Well, hello again. This is Elliot Wood at Enable Ministry Partners, and this is part three of our multi-part workshop on how to use Office 365 to track incoming help requests and assign them to people and track their progress. Um, I'm coming back to you at the same place I was earlier in Microsoft Teams. And the next step that we're going to learn to do is how to create a group form. So a group form is a form that we have shared in our team or in the Office 365 group that we created when we started our team. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm in my browser, and I'm going to go up here to the top left-hand corner and choose the launcher or the waffle, whatever you like to call it. And you'll see here that my Office apps show up, but Forms is not showing up in that list. So I'm going to click on Office 365 right here to expand and show all of the apps that I have access to, that I'm licensed for. And you'll see that I do have Forms over here on the right side of my portal page. If you don't see it there right away, you might just click this arrow for all apps, and that'll show you everything you have. Microsoft is trying to kind of reduce the noise on your screen and show you mostly things that you've been using. So I'm going to open Forms. You see it's giving me the typical, hey, first time here kind of screen. But it says, hi, Larry, welcome to Microsoft Forms. And then it's got a create new form button. Well, I want to create a shared form. So I want to X out of that and just get back to the main screen. So see my forms. These are forms that I create. You can create your own forms too. Let's say you just need to get an office poll of information from people in the office about, what time is good for a lunch meeting next week. You could do a form for that and then send out an email link to it. Whatever kinds of things you might need to make a form and get responses from, you could do. But we want to do a group form. And we want to create a group form in the Anywhere Care team. So I'm going to click this recent group forms and see that I don't have any recent group forms yet, but I do have my group, my Anywhere Care group. And I'm going to click on it. And you see now I'm in that group, and I can click on new group form, and I'm going to give this this form a title. Let's just call it care request. And you'll see that everything here is just really easy to do, except for typing and talking. And I could give it a description. Tell us how we can help you. That could be more or less descriptive. I could even click here and insert an image. Maybe I want to put my logo or something like that on my form. So I'm just going to search the internet for a logo, and I'll add that. And I could upload something from my from my own OneDrive or my desktop or something like that. But I can also click Add New. For a question. So the first question I want is a simple one. I just want to know your name. So I'm just going to do name and leave a place for an answer. It doesn't need to be long, but I do want it to be required. So I'm going to click required here. I've got a couple of other options. I could put a subtitle on it. First and last, please. And maybe I wanted to do some restrictions, like to make sure that somebody only puts a number or only a number greater than something or something like that. But maybe that's not really useful to me here. I can click add new, and maybe my next question is a phone number. Again, another text question. Maybe the next one might be a multiple choice question of type of request. And I'm going to enter, let's see, meals, financial, and maybe one more. We'll add health. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click the other option. So if people have an other, they can check that. I also want that to be required. But you know what? I want to let people choose multiple. So I'm going to choose multiple. And you'll see that changed it from radio buttons to multiple choice checkboxes. So if people need meals and have a financial, they could put both in there. And then my last question is just going to be, describe. So describe your problem. And I'm going to click and make that a long answer so the box will let people enter more. So that's all there is to making the form itself. I can do some interesting things with it. I can maybe give it a theme. There's some pictures here, some colors. I can customize that theme by clicking the plus box there. I'm just going to leave it the standard here. And then the share box gives me a few other options. So I can send and collect responses, right? So that's the main thing I want to do is collect responses. So on this checkbox, I can decide whether I want only people in my organization that are logged into Office 365 to be able to respond, or anyone with the link. So I'm going to choose anyone with the link. And all I need to do, like if I wanted to send an email out, I could just copy this link and paste it into an email. But you see there's these little icons here for other ways that we could give somebody the link. I can click the QR code and I could download that code and embed it and put it on a poster or something. Since we're all self-isolated, we're not going to the buildings right now, that's probably not going to be terribly useful. I could embed it. So I'm going to create an embed code. It's going to make an iframe. I can just copy that and drop it into my website. And your web managers should know what to do with that if you send that to them. Or I could send an email and it's going to just go ahead and open Outlook and put the link in that form, and I could send that to people that way. So all of those are getting to the same thing. I could also share it as a template. So maybe I want to give it to my coworker and let them use it kind of as a duplication option. They want to start with what I've done here and make it their own. Or I could collaborate. So maybe it's a longer form and I want to share it with somebody in my coworkers and let them, view and edit it. So right now it's chosen the users with an Office 365 work or school account can view or edit, or only people in my organization. So when I send this code out, this would actually give them access to be able to edit my form with me and collaborate on that form with me. So those are the options to share. I can also click the preview button here, and I'm just going to enter, some detail here. Sponge Bob as the first name, and SquarePants is the last name, right? So SpongeBob SquarePants needs some help. His number is 615-123-4567, and he needs some meals and maybe another something. So we're going to click other, and let's say he needs some meals and some water, and his need is, please bring me a crab burger. Okay, so so I'm gonna hit submit, and my response was submitted. So I'm gonna click back up here again, and now I can click on responses, and it may take it a minute to actually update that. Let's give it a second, and we'll just refresh the page. Okay, so that response has been received, and so now we see kind of a summary of the results. If I had multiple results in, people could we could click view results, and we could open it in Excel. This will open in Excel right here in my browser, so I could see the results of my form kind of in real time. You'll see a couple of these, like name right here. That shows up because forms can automatically grab email and name from the submitter if they're logged in. And then we'll see the rest of the forms being or the rest of the fields being the forms that were responded to by the form itself. But you can see here, this is opening it out of SharePoint. And if I were to go and go to open it, you'll see it's in that anywhere care SharePoint that we created earlier. So if I just click that, you'll see this is going to take me to my SharePoint site. I'm going to click Documents, and I'm going to see that that form, and it actually created it. It called it Untitled Form. So maybe I want to give it a new name. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to editing the form, and this works just the same way as editing any Excel file. But I'm going to give it a new name. I'm going to call it Care Responses. And then when I click to go look at it in my SharePoint folder, you'll see Care Responses is there. So that's how you create a form and get to the responses. And in the next video, we're going to talk about how to add Planner to our team. And in Planner, once we're done adding that, we're going to learn how to add some Power Automate flow automation to take the response from a form and notify our team and add a task to the planner.